Hey everybody, Pastor Brad here once again with our midweek update. It's been an interesting week for us as a nation, hasn't it? Let me give you a couple of things I just want to update you on. One, of course, is our regathering plan, but then I'd like to, I guess, maybe make a personal statement about kind of the civil unrest and the chaos in our country right now. So let me start with this. Here's our regathering plan. Thank you for your patience. We're grateful for that. Many of you participated in our survey, and we've taken that information and had meeting upon meeting with staff and elders and others to get a sense of what is the best next step forward. We've certainly been talking to Jesus to get his input. This is his bride, and so that matters a great deal to us. So we've got a target date now that we want to tell you about where we're going to shift from phase 2 to phase 3. And I know that's the question everybody's been asking. So here's the date. We're planning on regathering on the weekend of July 11th and 12th. Now, I know that's still a few weeks away, and it might actually be longer than what you would hope for. It is for us too. So let me explain why we picked that weekend. Well, as I said, our elders and staff have been thinking through this really carefully over many meetings, over hours and hours of dialogue and discussion, and we all agree with this. Here's the thing, what matters to us has from the beginning, is the safety and the health and welfare of our church family, physically, emotionally, relationally, and especially spiritually. So this date requires some things of us to get ready for it. Gives us a little bit of time here to get the supplies that are necessary, and some of those that are really challenging to find for us. So we've got those coming. We have processes and systems we have to put in place. Our campus is uniquely designed for kind of a maximum touch, maximum connection campus. That makes physical distancing hard for us. So we have some processes to work there. We need some volunteers in some key areas. So making our campus as safe as it can is a high priority for us. But here's the other thing, just as important, we talk about ourselves being a family, and that's what we are. And so we want to create an atmosphere when we get back together that as many of our family can be together with us. We don't want to leave somebody behind and go, well, I feel comfortable, it's too bad you don't. No, we want to be as close as we can to create an environment where most of us can be back together. And that's really important for us to be able to do that. So here's what we would ask of you. Would you be flexible with us? Would you be gracious as we work this through to that July 11th, 12th weekend? There's a lot of preparation to do. We're monitoring actually some other critical information. We've got our eye on the new hospitalizations, which are up a little bit this last week since our state opened up. So we've got our eye on that as well. That matters to us. It's important. But we, as I said, here's another place we need some volunteers in specific areas. You can help us with that. And you can go to our website, in fact, and let us know. There's a regathering page, and there's information for that. Here's one other thing you might be interested that we're going to make a bit of a shift on. Up till now, we have said that groups of 10 or less could meet on our campus, so effective immediately. We're saying groups of 50 or less can meet on our campus, and that opens that up to larger groups to be able to be here. It's critical that we still follow the CDC distancing guidelines, so we'll use our larger spaces for that purpose. But if that's your group and you're a ministry leader, contact our office and we'll try to do whatever we can to facilitate that for you. So once again, I want to drive you to our website. There's more detail there, copperhills.org/regathering, and you'll find the information there. So once again, we're looking forward to regathering on July 11th and 12th. It is going to be a great celebration, and we're planning for that already. It's going to be a great time together. Then, as I said, I wanted to just make a quick comment about the state of affairs in our nation this last week. We're all so disappointed with what has happened. The loss of life, the loss of property, the anger, the fear, the antagonism in groups of people. We're one nation. And it's just, we know this isn't the way that it should be. As I've looked at this unfold this week, it's interesting. What is possibly the most popular Bible verse in all of the Bible, gets recited all the time in all kinds of ways, is one that's come to my mind because of the impact and significance of what Jesus says. It's John 3:16. And as soon as I say it, you'll know what it is. For God so loved the world, the whole world, not a particular people group, not some people living in areas where we feel safe and comfortable with, but people around the world of all kinds of ethnic backgrounds and genders and stages of life. He came to love the whole world. And that's all of us together. And we're invited to be that kind of people because we're one of the people he loved. As different as we were from him, He loves us in that kind of way. But here's the second thing. It says that he came. He actually did something. His love compelled him to do something. Now, what do we do in this world? Well, we all have neighbors and friends, and we can love them in practical ways. But you know what else we can be? We can be a voice of hope in our world. We can be a voice of unity and oneness. We certainly can pray, and we need to do that, and we are doing that. But who's going to set the path forward for peace and harmony and love and grace and goodness and healing? It's going to be those that have experienced it, and every single person who has experienced the life of Jesus coming into them is that person. And that's you and me. And so we get to be that catalyst for life and hope and peace and goodness in our world. Let's be that kind of person. Let's find how to do that. For God so loved us too and came to us. On that subject, interesting how this works. Wasn't planned, but it's how it works. We're going to look at the subject of love from 1 Corinthians 13 in the series that's coming up. All you need is love is what we're calling it. I hope you'll join us for that. I think it might be a great journey together to discover the practical reality of how we've been loved and how we can love others. So in the meantime, look forward to seeing you this weekend. Go to our website, but have a great week, everybody. See you on the weekend.